Mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell. Mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, has a very special structure and very easy to understand. You can see this image on your screen, which shows you a long burger like object object here. And when you look at it, you can see that there is an outer membrane or the outer structure which looks slightly yellowish, and there is inner structure which is purple. So these two, the purple and the yellowish structure, are the membranes. Mitochondria has two membranes. Very, very important to note. There are two membranes, the outer membrane and the inner membrane. Now when we look into the inner membrane, which is purple here, it is folded. It is deeply folded, and these deeply folded structures are referred to as cristae. Remember the term cristae. And when this folding happens, it increases the surface area of this membrane. Alright, so remember, the inner membrane is folded, and it is folded to increase the surface area. Now when the surface area is increased, it can produce the energy giving molecule ATP in greater amount. ATP is very, very important because it gives energy to the cell. You must also remember the term. What is the full form of ATP? It is known as adenosine triphosphate. You will come across it in your senior classes. This is the first time you are learning it. So please do remember and memorize it. Now this is the molecule that is going to give energy to the cell, and of course that all the functions that we are performing, the energy is coming from this ATP molecule. Now please have a good look at this second diagram which is labeled for you. You can see that there is the outer membrane, there is inner membrane. You can see that there is slight space between the outer and the inner membrane, which is known as the intermembrane space. You can see the cristae. These are the folded membrane which is known as the cristae, and within the cristae there will be matrix. I mean, there will be some fluid where the reactions will take place. So this is the complete structure of mitochondria. Looking at your screen, you can identify a car, there's a bulb, and there is a fan. And all three of them do some or the other kind of work. You have studied work in grade 5. So I hope you remember that whenever there is a force acting on an object, it seems to do some form of work. So how will the car do the work? It, of course, it moves on the road. What is the work of the bulb? To light up. What is the work of the fan? It has to move in a circular motion to give that cool air. How will they work? Can they do it on their own? No. They need some or the other form of energy. The car will need petrol or maybe electricity. The bulb will need electricity, and even the fan will need electricity to work. So they need some form of energy or power to start working. Do we all also need power? Do humans also need power to start working? Not just humans, all forms of living beings, whether it is animals or plants, do they need power? Yes, they need power. We don't really use the term power, but we can use the term energy. We all need energy to do work. So you can see there are different kind of work happening here. And some of you might say that this guy is sitting with his laptop, what work is he doing as such? That guy is sleeping on the other end on his bed, he's not doing any work, so why this picture here? Well, you must understand, even though you are sleeping, you might not be moving, but there is a lot of work going on in your body. Your brain is at work, your heart is at work, the blood is flowing, digestion is happening, hormones are being produced, so growth is happening, tissues are, tissues are there which are doing their own work. And if there is a damage, that is being taken care of by your body. Maybe the germs are entering and your immune system is also fighting them. So all these things are happening. Most important, your breathing. Even for breathing you need energy, you need energy to breathe. So, where is this energy coming from? Where are we getting energy from? So, in your junior classes, definitely you have learned that we get energy from food, but just by eating food, energy is not going to be available. Like you've just popped in food and that food itself is energy. No. If you remember in grade 7, you have learned that the chapter on respiration, that when you breathe, the food is broken down to release energy. So this work is done by mitochondria. So the um, uh, the mitochondria, it takes in glucose. The glucose then converts it into energy giving molecule ATP, and that is how we are actually alive and doing whatever we want to do. So what do mitochondria do? So again, you have understood it by now. Their job is to provide energy to the cell and in turn to the body. So you can see it is the powerhouse of the cell. The energy required for various chemical activities is also released by mitochondria. And remember, ATP, the name of the ATP is the energy currency of the cell. What is the energy currency of the cell? It is ATP. So now you understand. So I have put this currency here, image of this currency here, so that you remember that ATP is the energy currency of the cell. Next important thing is to understand the location of mitochondria. How are they placed? So again, I will reiterate. We have done the nucleus. Then you can see the image of this pink nucleus, and nucleolus is also visible to us. You can see the nucleus continues. It is surrounded by the endoplasmic reticulum. You can see the ribosomes on it. Then you can see that how the endoplasmic reticulum is transporting material to the Golgi body. Golgi body is transporting it, packaging it, sending it to the cell, and some to the outside of the cell. Now these orangish structure which are floating, like I said, like a long burger, so they are your mitochondria. Okay, so these are the mitochondria. The blue one is the endoplasmic reticulum, the green one is the Golgi body, and these orange ones here are mitochondria, and nucleus is sitting right here in the center. So this is all about the organelles that we have covered so far. Next important thing about the mitochondria are they are very very strange. They are strange organelles. Why? Because they have their own DNA and ribosomes. So DNA is a genetic material and ribosomes help in manufacture of protein or synthesizing of proteins. That is the reason that sometimes mitochondria are referred to as self-replicating organelle or semi-autonomous organelle. So remember these two terms. You might be asked, name a self-replicating organelle or semi-autonomous organelle of the cell. The answer will be mitochondria. There is one more organelle in the cell which is self-replicating or semi-autonomous, and that is your plastid, which we are going to cover in the next video. So I hope now you have clearly understood what mitochondria is all about. You can definitely watch the video again and also refer to the books that you have, and I think that will help you in understanding. So it's pretty easy to understand, nothing very difficult. Whenever you do an organelle, please have your diagrams in front of you, see their location, do their structure, and compare them to something that applies to your real life, like I had shown you a car, a bus, and a bulb for energy. So this will help you to remember things. So if you like what I have explained in this video, if you feel that I have been able to make you understand the concept of mitochondria, what it is all about, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye bye.